Well, a very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming to you live under the lights, Friday night football, STJFL, the biggest football competition in Tasmania, between 3,500 to 4,000 kiddies running around, and isn't it exciting to be here? The lights are on for the first time here at Pud Park. We're still trying to get that name, so we'd like your input. Whether it be the Darcy Arena, the Pud Park, Slab Road, but it's happening down here at Cygnet. It is Andrew Silver Fox Hopwood in the main commentary position, and we are so very excited and relieved to be bringing you some live football for season 2020. So the two combatants out there are, of course, in the black and red hoop. That is the Lauderdale under 16.5s, coached by Adrian Broomhall. They've made the trip down, and they're facing off, of course, against the Southern Storm. There she goes, straight up. Ruckman, no tap to anyone in particular. First tap out goes very nicely. That was well done by Brereton to his own advantage. He goes back in, picks it up. Beautiful skills below his knees. Now they've got the ascendancy, a nice bump. That was Kane Wouters coming back in to pick it up. Goes towards the full forward area. Nice work by the Storm. They're first to the ball. Clark picks it up. He is beset upon there by some really good defensive work by Lauderdale, and they've held that one up. So in the first 30 seconds, it has been Storm who go forward. Of course, Lauderdale, unfortunately, were caught up in a bit of an accident on the way down, so they haven't had long to adjust to the dark confines here at Pud Park. Pick it up nicely. That was Pears. Pears is dispossessed, and Storm, a very clever kick towards goal. That was Jonty Fay, and Fay has put that one through for an absolute beauty, as we'll probably have a look at that on the Mood Food replay in just a few moments. All the attacking has been done by Storm, and when Fay picked that one up, he was deep on the boundary line, as we're going to watch this one. He hooked it around. I thought he was going to centre it, but he knows the conditions here. And another person who knows the conditions is Trenty Cohen, my co-commentator. And Trent, that was a miraculous goal.
Brilliant goal. Johnny's a very aggressive player, and he has a big impact on the game. So that was typical of his style of play.
So a very bright start down here, and the crowd, of course, covert conditions. They're all separated. Pretty cool, but it's brilliant to see so many people down here at Cygnet as Lauderdale trying to get their mitts on the ball, pushing through again. Nice done by Walters. He's dispossessed and then hard onto the ground as the Storm go forward up towards there in 550. Missed that one, depossessed, but going back in to get it again was Fay, and just trying to steady it down. Lauderdale, I would have thought, Trent, just need to try and settle and get that ball in their hands.
Yeah, it's typical of the first game of the year with everyone's trying to get involved and have an impact. But I'm sure they'll settle down shortly, both sides.
So that ball has gone out directly in front as the teams just go to settle down now. And it'd be nice to see. There's been a lot of conjecture as well, Trent, over the AFL system, and I haven't liked that sideways, backwards, and when you get clusters. I love it when you get down to the STJFL and you get traditional footy where you've got a forward leading up, and it's going to be rewarded for that midfield kick. How do you see the junior footy caper?
Oh, it's much better to watch than some of the AFL. You really don't see a lot of it on TV, but it's so flooded and congested. Not enjoyable to watch some games, is it?
It's only when the Blues play, Trent, we then sit on the edge of our seat and watch that. So it is the Storm through the agency of Walters, who's had a lot of the onions so far. Deeping it deep into forward line as Thorpe was front and centre doing all the right things. That was Chapman who was dispossessed, and Lauderdale make possession. Oh, they got the man on if they can play this rather cleverly. Gets it out to Hooker. And one of the things I noticed too, Trent, I was talking to young Fletcher Hooker before the game. Don't kids grow in between years? You see them from a 14, and now they're coming up to 16.5, and they just stretch out.
They sure do. They're at the age where they're filling out and getting hairy.
Oh, they sure are, and no doubt about that. And they need a bit of hair to keep themselves warm as the Storm take possession. Nicely done, going out to that wide open expanders here at Pud Park. Slipping over, but keeping his feet now. Well done there. Is always a good thing is Jonty Fay, the man who hit that very nice goal. There's been a whistle on play. I think it might have been just out, Trent,
That's
and
right,
it's going to be a bit of a ball in. But oh yes, it was well out. The umpire spotted that one really, really nice, as we saw there on the Mood Through replay. We just check the Jackson Motor Car Company scoreboard, and it is Lauderdale yet to score in the Storm. 1 goal straight, 6 as Clark picked it up, tries to go forward. They've got the numbers here, and having a big impact is Wouters, and kicks it towards there. You can go in maybe as hard as you'd like to see a man. When that ball's in your area, Trent, you really got to go hard, don't you?
Yes, you've got to earn the hard balls, but get your head over it and your body in front of it.
Okay, so that was Rawnsley who picked it up. He moved very nicely, a bit of an opportunity. Oh, just might have gone on the left. Did you think that's something that's gone out of the game? Kiddies are watching their AFL stars and just very one-sided.
It's surprising how many AFL players can't kick on their non-preferred foot. They're really a bit one-dimensional, but
it's a really good thing. I reckon it's if you're out there watching kiddies, if you've got a bit of an opportunity, get it on that wrong side. You've got to have the ability to escape and get out of danger, and there was a prime opportunity, but they did score the single. Now here's an opportunity for the visitors. That was nicely played by Maxie Skelly, who picked it up, but a little bit slippery, and Doreen has taken that mark. Doreen takes his time. They've got the numbers now, Lauderdale, if they can pick that one up. Moving toward it a little bit closer with Henderson. It's a lovely, strong tackle there by Ty Fay. And a little bit of push and shove. Of course, the other thing that happens, Trent, around this time, a little bit of testosterone comes out. As you said, the boys are getting a bit bigger, stronger and a bit hairier, and they like to get toe-to-toe, nose-to-nose. Not too close, of course, with COVID going around. They'll get the hand gel out there in a minute. And it's great to see all the kids running around under lights. Good crowd here at the Cygnet Oval as Lauderdale now just put that onto the left-hand side, just streaming through there. That was a lovely play. I think that was Elijah Cohen. Didn't quite get to the target that he wanted to, but he's good enough to butter up. Streaming through now there is Nichols. And I tell you the other thing I'm noticing out there, Trent, there's plenty of kids that have got the long toot going, just the free-flowing Brucey duel. What do you think of that style?
It's sensational, isn't it? Back to the 70s.
It is, back to the 70s. And don't they love it? These kids are bit young roosters now as they try to go forward there, but a little bit inaccurate. And the Storm have taken that. What's happened here, Trent? There's been a bit of a free off field, I think.
Yeah, I think something happened after the disposal there.
I don't mind the umpires if they get onto that nice and early. We want to see a good, clean game, and they need to know the rules and where the parameters are. So Lauderdale have an opportunity to go back in forward. It was the long locks. Blackley was at the bottom, and that's gone towards the goals. What's happened here? And just side the side of that post. So a little bit of luck going the Storm way, but that was good transfer of play there, Trent. Moving the ball quickly.
Good opportunity there, made something out of nothing. It's unlucky.
So now, as we just check the Jackson Motor Car Company scoreboard, is Lauderdale now with that one behind. Southern Storm 1-1-7. And Hooker got in the face there of the Storm opposition. Going very wide. Brought that one in. That's Ryan Clark. Goes further down. Those bright orange iridescent boots there. You're not going to miss young Jonty Fay as he gets it into the full forward, and it's a very strong mark taken by Riley Dance.
Yeah, probably hooked the kick a little bit, and unfortunately for Dance, he's in the right spot and hit him on the chest.
Turn it up. I reckon he's got that inside of the boot on purpose.
It was a great pass from Johnny Fay.
All right, as Dance goes forward, he leans back. He's about to pump his tie. I like the kicking style, to be honest there, Trent. He had his hands nice and low and not around the corner and didn't quite get full reward for it.
Riley's brother made his debut for Lauderdale Seniors last Saturday, and
yes,
his brother's now playing against them.
Yeah, that's fantastic, isn't it? So they're 50 cents each way in the Dance household.
Yeah, I reckon.
Very famous name, of course, down here in the Cygnet area. I've got one of those young fella, he's just turned 60. Brendan Dance lives opposite me down in Cremorne, and so it's a big. There's a couple of big names: the Doreens, the Dancers. They're all the Duggins down this way, aren't they?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so it is now Lauderdale. They have opportunity going for that shoulder kick. That's a good one as Hooker comes out and he just couldn't quite get the hands underneath it. Going back in to try and get that one is Wouters, who does a very nice job, clears it towards Brereton, and he takes a very solid mark. Well, at this early stages, they've had plenty of the ball, the Storm, but The only criticism I would say to you, Trent, is that they haven't probably got all the scoreboard pressure just yet for the amount of ball that they've had.
Yeah, Lauderdale's put the challenge on there. They've had a few opportunities as well, though.
It's really the interesting thing these days in footy, isn't it, Trent, that you really have to maximise your scoring opportunities when the ball's running your way.
That's right. We noticed that in the AFL, don't we?
Yeah,
Sides who missing the goals pay for it dearly.
So here's another forward opportunity. Which way's the umpire seen that? I thought he's seen that it was called holding the ball, and a bit of frustration's crept in here, and that's going to cost 50 metres, which is, you can see here. One of the things these kiddies have to understand, Trent, I don't know, I'm a 59-year-old veteran. I've never seen an umpire say, you know what, Hoppy, I've made a mistake, mate. Here, you have the kick. You just got to get on with it, don't you?
That's right. All the players make mistakes as well. It's not only the umpires who make a blue every now and then.
That's right. Well, they don't make mistakes because their decision is final, and then you play by the rules of the umpires. And for all the umpires out there, we thank them very much for the effort they come and put on the game, as trying to charge their way through as Elijah Cohen. And it was a very, very nice tackle as he's pulled that one up. No prior. It's 10 minutes gone in this first quarter. It's fantastic. This is the first game, as we see here on the Mood Food replay, of the CRIPPS, the Master Bake 2020 season for the STJFL, and it's great to see the kiddies out there. So those who are watching on the Duff TV Facebook or alternatively on the STJFL Facebook, we welcome you to our coverage, and of course we'll be doing a live coverage of a game every Friday, as Butterfingers that time didn't quite pull that one in, was Eves. He goes back in to get it again. A nice forward push there by Denny. Sorry, that was Taylor for Lauderdale. And going in hard now, trying to steady it. Long raking kick down towards the forward line by Denny. There's an opportunity they can go the Shepherd. Trying to straighten up, goes towards the goals. And I think we've missed that one, Trent. Another opportunity has gone begging by Riley Dance, but he's been dangerous.
Yeah, that was wasn't far out and fairly much in front there as well.
Yeah, they're the ones you'd really like to see put that one home, as he did the right thing. He tried to straighten up and just compensated lightly and got it onto that wrong side and through for the minor score.
Look at the steam coming off those players, Hoppy.
Yeah, it's going to get even likely. It is, isn't it?
Cold and slippery out there.
Yes, it is. They're doing a good job, these young players, as that's Ethan Lovell. But if we do to ask them, I think it's a wonderful thing by the STJ and the forward-thinking leader in Jimmy Horn of getting the Friday night football. Where do you sit on the football on a Friday night? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's always entertaining and watch it, sit back and watch it at home, but this is great. Having local footy on a Friday night, and I know the boys are really excited about playing, and the ground's got the new lights just installed as well. So,
no, I think it's wonderful. Well, you can just do the double. Obviously, you tune into the main game, which is your Duff TV live stream, and when the main game's finished, you can maybe just ease over onto Channel 7 and watch that other malarkey going on. But this is the big caper, the STJFL, your proper footy, under lights at the Cygnet Oval, as the umpire now deep into attack for Lauderdale, and they'd love to get some reward for their forward thrust if they can, but the Storm just steady as they start to clear that ball. They go back in towards outside that 50 arc, trying to push their way forward. Nicely done there by Cohen. He finally took possession. He's deemed he hasn't got rid of that one correctly, and I think that is Menzie who is going to be rewarded. Goes the shorter kick, just taking their time. Studley now. Storm getting plenty of players back as Studley goes long raking kick. You can see that's only the third time inside the forward 50. They're front and centre. It's Broomhall. Broomhall hooks it back around. Doesn't get great purchase. Picking it up, and I think that's a fair enough. Yep. Don't you love to see a forward, Trent, making a tackle instead of just going back kicking goals? It's that defensive stuff in the forward line a coach loves to see.
Yeah, it's an important role in every team now. You've got your defensive forwards. It's no longer just the forward pocket or the flanker. They've got their defensive role to keep the ball in there.
Well, you wouldn't believe this, would you? It's only that the second or third time that Lauderdale have gone inside, and as we talk, momentum's important, and that has gone through for a goal. So a very, very nice kick on goal. I just can't kick up that player. We'll get him in a minute, as we can see here. Oh, gee whiz, that was a really good tackle. Yeah, that was Blackley. Really good tackle by him. It wasn't cleanly disposed. That's a tight angle there, Trent. Have you kicked many goals from that angle?
No, that's very hard from that spot.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, especially right footer.
Very, very good. And we see there on the Mood Food replay, slotted that one through. As we just checked the Jackson Motor Car Company scoreboard, it is Lauderdale now with 1-1-7, trailing a more dominant Storm, 1 goal 4-10, but it's all about what happens on the scoreboard, and that's the pressure that the Storm would love to get, just eke one more out, I would have thought, Trent, to get that, what they would have thought would be a fair result.
Yeah, it was nice work in the middle there by Ronsley to find a target by foot.
Yeah, it certainly was. Nice, accurate stuff, and they're looking to try and find their teammates, as that was Doreen there. He was at the bottom of the pack. He was brave enough to go and get the footy, and he was hunted down very well by the Lauderdale defenders, and a ball up will ensue. He's up there, it is. Good tap out by the ruckman, Zachy Swan. But it's the Storm who get it inside 50 again. Starting to be a little bit greasy and bringing it back towards the centre of the oval. That was Noah Denny again. He's been pretty good down forward. Coming out now, trying to get their handle on the ball. Here's an opportunity. It's a quick snap, and it's just hit that post on the full, and it will be a clearing defending kick for the visitors. Just trying to find someone now. Getting deep, into the first quarter. Up they go. Really nice spoil. Backing back for Lauderdale, trying to pick that one up, and they do so. They clear it very nicely. Plenty of pressure going, but nice handball out to Fletcher Hooker. Hooker very open forward line, and a big bump, but they thought he was going to play on. It was a bit unlucky, but a bit of face on contact, and the reward will go to Blakely for getting his head over the ball. Blakely goes towards that forward lead, comes well over the back. Here's an opportunity for Broomhall, who picks it up, and he slams it towards the goal, and an opportunity's gone begging. That was really nice forward play by Broomhall there, Trent.
Yeah, it was, and it's really clear out there. The players going for the ball and attacking, getting first to the ball, getting the rewards out there tonight.
It is, isn't it? It has been totally clear and totally consistent so far, and as long as it's that, we have no argument whatsoever, and I think that's a good thing. I know when I was coaching, I'd tell my kiddies to try and put their head over the ball, and it was slightly frustrating on some times if it didn't go their way. So when you see it paid, you think, well, that's fair enough as far as I'm concerned. So well picked up there by Wouters. Nice open forward line coming out, and a big, strong mark. That was a terrific lead there, Trent.
Yeah, that was great play. The ball going from full-back down to a shot on goal now.
So that's young, I think, Cooper Eves, isn't it?
That's him.
You can see a lovely, lovely, long raking click by Walters right from the wing position. And so we'll now see what the accuracy is like. It is Eves. Has a little bit of an arc as he's tried to get the distance, and it's hit the uprights. And another opportunity goes begging for the Storm. So it's nearly 17 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Gee, lovely dukes there by Lauderdale. They don't muck around, go very quickly. Storm players in front, I think that might be Burton, trying to push it forward at all costs. That's what I'm liking to see too. If you can't pick it up, just keep on bludgeoning that board forward, especially when it's a little bit slippery out there, Trent. Why not try and add a couple of metres onto the ball?
Here we've got one there, Hoppy, sorry. This is Pumarin Silaslung.
Yes.
Oh, no, it's not. It's Noah Denny.
I thought it was Silaslung there. He looked very lively too. He went back to have the kick. He fooled us. But arching his back, he's got Caney Waters, and he has turned around and put that one in for a very, very nice goal. Didn't you love that? As soon as he picked that ball up, Trent, I love a kiddie who arches his back, and especially in the first 5 minutes. Let's have a look at the acceleration here. He gets the onion, and look at him, go! And straighten up.
Straighten up.
And I like his square shoulders, Gary Ablett style, and straightened up and put that one right through for a major, and that has got the big crowd down here at Cygnet up and about. They're aroused, and they're really enjoying the competitive nature of this under 16.5 game in the STJFL. Cripps the Master Baker, and I tell you what, you and I, Trent, had a little bit of that Cripps the Master Baker bread, and I know you said to me you love your sourdough, and I certainly love my rye. It's a beautiful bread, isn't it?
With the honey. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. So if you're ever in a supermarket, I urge you, ladies and gentlemen, to make that your choice. As Lauderdale go the snap again, and I tell you what, as we're pumping up our very dear friends at Cripps the Master Bake, Blakely Samuel, I think, has put that one through. He's proving to be very, very dangerous up there, Trent.
That's his second, and that was a left footer. The other one was on the right. So
Let's have a look on the Mood Food replay. He's showing his versatility, isn't he, Trent? That other one was a magnificent sent shot. And the two things I noticed about that play, as soon as he picked the ball up, he brought the football up with high hands, ready to give it off in case he got tackled. Magnificent tick for you, young man.
I think that's goal of the day, Hoppy.
Yes, and then when he saw he had just a metre on his opposition, he had the good grace to actually go on the wrong side of his body and put that one through. So as we just look on the Jackson Motor Car Company scoreboard, here's Lauderdale 2-2-14, trailing the Storm now 2-5-17 in what is a very, very good game of football deep into this first quarter down here at the Cygnet Oval. So Lauderdale now picking it up, go a very wide handball out towards Zachy Swan. Swan is dispossessed, and the Storm, it's not a lot of time left now, so they'd love to get this down quickly for a mark. Long, raking kick by Jonty Fay. They need a big mark or a pick-up and a snap-on goal. I think that one was taken a little bit too high, in fact, outrageously high, and the free kick will come there to Menzie. Good play by Menzie to put his head over the ball as Lauderdale clear it. And there is the siren for first quarter. And just recapping, it is the Storm who are leading this ball game at the moment. They are 2-5-17 to Lauderdale 2-2-14. So goal kickers, Jonty Fay and Kane Walters for the Southern Storm. And for Lauderdale, it is Samuel Blackley with those two very, very clever, creative goals. So we are going to go now, Trent. Just before the game, we were lucky enough to catch up with an interview with the coach of the boys down here at Southern Storm, Darius Fay, and we'll cross now to that interview and see what Darius has to say. So Darius, it's not a traditional start. Normally it's well underway, but you must be absolutely thrilled to be here tonight under lights for the big Friday night clash.
Mate, we are. It's been a long time coming. The boys have been chomping at the bit. It's hard to contain, keep them all under control when they're hanging to get out, but we've made it here, so it wasn't a great pre-season. We got here and we'll see how we go.
So with COVID restrictions, you find that challenging?
Yeah, it was very challenging. We train in two areas between Commandy and Cygnet. We Commandy Tuesday, and the boys all managed. They were good. We've all pulled our line, pulled the line, and we've come together well. And yeah.
Now it's not about winning, but just tell me, the boys going to be competitive tonight. What do you think, and who are we going to be looking for?
Oh, we're definitely going to be competitive. We've got a great crop of kids. We've got some good young kids. Young Cooper Reeves, he's going to be one to look out for. Our back half, I've got my young bloke there, as well as experience in Ethan, and they're boys that can really set the game up. And young CJ Burgess, he's an up-and-coming star, that kid. So
now tell me, I know that you just love to have a kick around and still going around. Tell me a bit about training. Do these kids have to look out for a wily old coach coming straight through with his elbow up?
Every now and then I might slip out there, but I think I'm the one that's copping the elbows, not so much them. So
they get bigger each year, mate. Look forward to. Thanks very much for having us, and have a great season.
Excellent. Thanks very much, mate.
Good on you. So, we can't do that. Well, welcome back live down here at Cygnet Oval. And what a very, very entertaining and interesting first stanza we had out there, Trent. We were just having a bit of a chat off screen prior as we were watching that very in-depth interview there with Darius Fay. Observations from a very experienced campaigner like yourself of the Storm. You're just sort of saying it is slightly greasy on there. I noticed you went out and had a bit of a kick a few minutes ago and reporting a bit of intel back. So maybe a little bit of overuse of the ball from a Storm perspective?
Yeah, that's my theory on when the conditions are like this or wet weather days. Just every disposal is an opportunity for a mistake. So the least disposals, the least mistakes, and move the ball forward with fewer disposals rather than going the extra one that someone mightn't catch cleanly.
Yeah, I agree. And the other thing was getting reward for the amount of time that you spend inside your forward 50. And the good thing for the Storm, I would have thought that they had the ball there enough, probably on on the bad side potentially. They probably didn't capitalise enough in my thought on that, the amount of time they had the ball in their hand.
Yeah, they had, it's 2 goals, 5, so 7 shots and another one hit the behind post on the full, so 8 shots to 4, 3 posters between the two teams as well. So it'll be interesting at the end of the game to see how costly those misses have been.
Very impressive umpiring. We spoke about that, and I'd like to have a bit of a shout out to Oliver Burnell and Craig Bowski. I thought they've done a terrific job.
Fantastic.
They're actually protecting the person going the ball.
Yeah, they've got control of the game. The players, they're very consistent with their interpretations, and the players, they ought to know what to expect from the umpires when the whistle's being blown.
Okay, so we're away in the second quarter here at Cygnet Oval, and the Storm are going forward again. An opportunity just overrunning at that time was Johnny Fay, who kicked that most beautiful goal in the first quarter. And the colour of a goal, I'll tell you what, we've had a set shot from a very tight angle. We've kicked one from around the body on the run going the opposite direction, a snap on the left foot. High quality footy down here,
Trent. Goals out of the 4, and then all 4 were quality goals.
They certainly are, as a bit of a tap out came there by Chapman, who's a very likely springy fella who goes back in to get it again. A hook over, and it's just been missed, but going forward, that was Jonty Fay, who was the person we're talking about a minute. He looks a natural forward, and didn't quite get that one through, but good clean hands there, Trent.
That's what we want. You get the ball in your hands, and if you're in range, I'd be having a shot too.
Absolutely. So a good spoil. Plenty of players here. Lauderdale can get their hands on the ball. They try so, and a lot of encouragement coming here as that ball has gone close to the boundary line, and indeed has crossed it. Some good assistance there from the people in the big crowd, and of course in the under 16.5 it always goes back indoors. About 10 metres for that ball up. It was Zach Swan who stayed pretty much in the ruck, trying to barge that way through. I think that might have been Rawlins, as it was indeed. He's been dispossessed by weight of numbers there by the Storm boys. As picked up there was Caleb Devine. Devine just slaps on his boot, getting it out further afield. Picked up now by the Storm and deep into defensive work. I think that might have been young Lovell. Lovell got it onto his left foot. Again, trying to attempt, like we spoke about Trent before, getting it onto that wrong side of the body. You're much better off getting it on the wrong side of your body and clearing out your defence by 5 or 10 metres.
Yeah, that's right. Ethan Lovell's been a rock back there for the Storm tonight. He's doing really well.
Yeah, he has, don't you? You love it. I must admit, when I was in my coaching days, the first positions I always looked to was across that half-back flank. You know, you want your people who are going to stop and propel any attack, and then give you some run, a bit of dash from that. And he's certainly been strong and very hard to get through so far. The Rock of Gibraltar, as that gone close to the boundary line again. And it's 2 minutes 40 gone in this second quarter. The Southern Storm are on 18. The Lauderdale are on 14. It is the CRIPPS, the Master Bake 2020 STJFL season. And wherever you are watching from around the world, we hope you are enjoying the coverage. That's a very strong tackle. Again, the tackling's been good, especially by the forwards, Trent.
Yeah, perhaps a lack of awareness there by Ty Fay.
Yep, so there is coming in and just taking their time. Very steady mark. What's happened? It's been a free kick, I think, has there? A bit of a push out, Trent. Is that the... We might have a look on the mood.
Yeah, didn't see anything
replay. I didn't see that, but I'm not saying it wasn't there. So we're just going to have another look. We can see it coming in. Went the ball, you can see. Yep. Certainly was the big left hand.
Unrealistic attempt.
Yes, it was. Young Zachy Clifford probably just put the old left Duke down onto the neck. Umpire was in perfect position. And so Lauderdale now are going to have another shot on goal. It's going to be the set shot, and it's Maxi Skelly with the traditional longer toop and the headband on. Skelly spinning the ball round. Getting a little... Oh, I tell you, that's crucial.
The Storm need to be more disciplined, Hoppy.
Again, you and I spoke. Umpires aren't going to change their decision. And if you're going to tell the umpire maybe you thought he got it wrong, there's only one thing he's going to do. He's going to show you how long 50 metres is. And that's a lovely shot on goal. Nice and accurate by Maxi Skelly. And Lauderdale now have got their noses in front. As we check the Jackson Motor Car Company scoreboard, they are 3-2-20, as we see on the Mood Food replay there, Trent, as the players are taken back and Skelly just tops it over the top of the bonce of the goal umpire, and no trouble whatsoever. So what was going to be a 50-50 shot was a dead set certainty.
Yeah. These two clubs always have some great games. So this is going to go right down to the wire, I reckon.
And that's why we've had a challenge. I was saying before when I was speaking to Dave O'Neill, when we came into the town, every food outlet was absolutely chock-a-block, and all the talk at the petrol station was all about the Storm Lauderdale clash for tonight. And there is a big crowd here, and it's great to see the social distancing, and we've got the hand gel out, and the club's done a great job to do and follow all the regulations as Lauderdale pick up. Nicely done by Tommy Curran, kicking that forward, and there he is again. I think that's Skelly who's taken a mark. He's proving to be a pretty dangerous forward, Trent.
Could be two in a minute, Skelly.
Gee whiz. Wouldn't he just love that? Lining it up. He's not really sure. He's got to go back and show some ooze confidence. You can see there he's
going to go the drop punt.
Yes, he's not that far out.
Left footer.
Tell you what, I wouldn't be mucking around if I was a left footer from there. He's just... I think he's got that one through, hasn't he, Trent? Let's have a look.
Keeping us in suspense. Two flags.
Give us some drama, goal umpire. You want to see the big two fingers come out. But I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that is the second goal for Maxi Skelly. 2 goals to Blackley, and Lauderdale are on fire down here in the second stanza. We see this set shot for goal. What a lovely kicking style. Didn't he just aim his hooter straight between the goals? The leg came up beautifully. A la Royce, hard on the left foot there, Trent. And he
knew what he was doing,
beautifully.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
He certainly did. So with only 6 minutes gone in the second quarter, it has been a very, very bright start for the visitors, the Bombers. And the Storm now would love to get the answering goal. So it'll be interesting to see what they've got. So Doreen drives that forward, and a lovely lead coming out there and taking it was Chapman. He stepped a little bit as he didn't quite get good purchase on the left foot, but he was helped there because he had plenty of people trying to back him up, and it was Brereton who picked it up. Now they're going in to try and pick it up again. She's a hot footy down in there, and the man going over the ball was Clark. He can't quite pick it up, but now he's ably assisted by Cowan. He gets it out. Strong tackling there by Henderson for Lauderdale. Gets it out the back, and they've got numbers, and Hooker picks it up now, and it goes out towards the wing position. Want to see a nice shepherd here by the Storm, and they do so. Picking it down towards the half-forward flank, but not a lot of leading options coming out. And now it's almost kick to kick. They've got to set a little bit better up in Storm as they get it. They've got to try and bring it down, but a strong mark there taken by Nichols. You'd like to see a little bit of difference in that forward line there. They had the numbers sort of in the midfield area there, Trenton, and then almost kicked it to the 3-on-1.
Yes, Lauderdale seem to have the numbers back there. But I think Lauderdale's tackling is the difference between the two sides at the moment.
It is. Maybe just lower the eyes when you get the midfield. The midfield are getting a good job getting the footy, but they need to lower, as you can see, coming out here, picking up the ball. There's your prior opportunity, and a lovely tackle there by Lauderdale. So up they go, almost poured in the big one. It was a lovely leap there by Clark, and just couldn't get the sticky fingers, but brilliant recovery, driving it long, and here is that problem that goes over the back towards Chapman, favours him as the whistle has gone and played for holding the ball. Now just trying to steady it as they go up through the corridor. That's the shortest way home. Brave footy. A bit of give and go as that one comes out towards Curran. Trying to find Studley. He's been outnumbered. Now the Storm have an opportunity to pick up the ball. I think that might be Brereton. Just sink the slipper into that one and try and gain some very, very valuable metres. It's Nichols, though. He goes on that left foot. Long, raking kick. Good value for effort and energy as he punched into that one. Gee whiz, that was a brilliant pickup. He's a very skillful player, is this young Cowan, isn't he?
Oh, sensational.
Hey, he's an absolute cracker, is that very long. Where's he get all that skill from?
Must be his mother, Hoppy.
I was going to say, I think it certainly comes from the female side of the family. But, gee, moves really beautifully there. Low to the ground. He's purring like a Rolls Royce. As now, here's the Storm. Oh, go. That's an interesting one. Going the bounce. He was good enough to get it. He really bumped it into the ground. Burgess now. Burgess trying to go the lead. And the man in front with a powerful lead was Cooper Reeves. And he's looked good. He's done the hard yards. He did a bit of work behind the onion there. And now he is going to have a shot for goal.
Yeah, that was the best play we've seen from the Southern Storm for a while. They a bit behind the forwards. And Lauderdale definitely beating them to the ball. And as I said before, the tackling of Lauderdale seems to be the difference. So there's one back.
Oh, there's one back. And I tell you something else that I like too, Trent. Bring back your car horns. Brilliant. I think a honk, honk, honk.
I bet they've all got their motors running and the heaters pumping. Hoppy.
I think if you actually go behind some of the cars here, ladies and gentlemen, you see a few of the old fumes going, the motors running, and your air conditioning is put up right as high as she can go. As here's a man talking right behind the radiator in the Duff TV tower. So it is a cracker. And there you can see some of those fire pots. I don't know if Duff's up there can pick up, but I reckon they're crackers too. But that is a very, very good goal kicked by Cooper Eaves. Geez, he has looked good, and I love that getting the reward for that one. As that was Doreen gets it out. I tell you what, they've got another opportunity as that's a long raking kick. The man in front couldn't quite take it. It comes over to Chapman. He doesn't get it. There's a bit of pressure on Lauderdale now, but they're up for that as it is 11 minutes gone in this second quarter. Go back into the ball, and that was Doreen. Gets it out towards Clark. Going the long raking kick. And again, only comment there, Trent, just lower your eyes instead of that long kick.
Yeah, Lauderdale's back line has been sensational. They're just repelling every attack.
Yeah, they're doing a really nice job down there.
Yeah.
Good standard of footy. I tell you what, if this is your standard of your under 16 and a halves, I tell you what, the STJFL are in for a cracker of a season, and these young kiddies must have been doing a lot of work in the downtime, Trent, because it's been a very good standard of football.
They love their footy, don't they? It's the greatest game in the world, and especially the kids.
Yep,
they're just obsessed by AFL.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I had, well, I've got two men now, and those we used to get the footy out in the hallway, drive their mother mad, but get it up, markings up, tacklings up as the ball goes forward, and that's another strong mark. And let's have a look here.
Max Polly.
Yeah, I thought it was Polly. Polly's gone the short pass, and there's our man Cooper Reeves, who's absolutely looking deadly around the goals. He's shaking his fingers, and he'd want to go back and try and slot this one. Well, we saw his form in the last kick, Trent. It was very, very good.
Ryan Clark has really lifted in the ruck for the Storm as well. He's been involved in the last 3 forward movements.
Oh, so we pumped him up. I think he went the short pass, and he absolutely skidded. We might have a look at that on the Mood Food replay. Was he going the short pass? I think he was. Let's have a look here. Here he goes, lining it up. And he's just gone the toe. That's all right, son. He's been a cracker. You've been a beauty. I reckon he'll go back in and he'll redeem himself. He's been a very, very nice player as Doreen is there first, and I think he's been tackled a little bit too high. The Lauderdale player didn't have much option, but you've got to give the reward for the man going the ball. Getting his head over it is Brereton, but Hooker is deep in the fence. He just slams it onto his boot, running hard towards the ball and seeing it out. A little bit of argy-bargy. I think that might have been young Dolliver and Rawnsley, and the umpire will throw that one up. And as we said, our men in green so far doing a very, very nice job. It's umpire Burnell and Balsky. Ball kicked over.
That was Rawnsley. He's been good in the last few minutes as well.
Hasn't he? As picking it up, Lauderdale kicking it nicely towards that centre. Good shepherd there by young Blake Johansson. I liked his work. And then one entry inside the 50 is a clean, quick ball. And the defenders hate that, don't they, Trent? When the ball goes in really quickly. And I think that was Zach Swan taking a good mark. Have a look at this. As Hooker picked that ball up quickly, a one-on-one. and a good, strong mark. Fair way out, but he looks like he's going to back himself here. Let's have a look at that kicking style. This will be right on his limit.
On the 50.
I tell you what, he's got plenty of purchase on it. It's going right to the line. That was a cracker of a kick. Lauderdale front and centre, going towards the boundary line. It's gone over and it'll be a ball up. So it's 14 and a half minutes gone in this second quarter. It is the CRIPPS, the Master Baker STJFL 2020 season underway, under lights down here at the Cygnet/Put Oval, or the Darcy Arena, or whatever we're going to call it down here, Trent. What do you think the Oval should be known?
The Put Arena, that sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah,
he kicked a few, didn't he?
Oh, didn't he kick a few?
I looked at that 50 line yesterday, Hoppy, and it seemed like 150 to me. That was a big kick there. It was only,
wasn't it?
A couple of metres short.
It was a cracker of a kick. As it comes back in and going out in front was Lovell, very, very bravely to go the ball. Bit of a kick on ball, and that's getting full reward, and going in hard was Dolliver. Put his head down first. The umpire said play it on, and that's fair enough when you lead with your head. Zachy Clifford goes for it. He pushes it towards the boundary line. I think it's going to be deemed to be holding the ball here. Is that the way the umpire's seen it? He has. And so it is Samuel Blackley, and we know he can kick a goal from an angle. And he's going to go back, and I would suggest why not have a crack at it. We can see here, picking it up, didn't possess it, get rid of it properly, and the umpire has paid that free kick. Let's have a look. Minimum of steps. He's going towards the goal, and it is
through. Another one, another beauty.
It has gone through. Oh, clear. Kicked it from both sides now. He's kept it deep on the right-hand side, deep on the left-hand side, and a screw around the body.
Left. Yeah, that's
very, very nice. The other things, that's a beautiful kick as we see there on the Mood Food replay. The other thing I noticed as I came here, Trent, was the new change rooms just to the side, the Jack and Mary Sinnott change rooms. Yeah, tell you what, they're looking pretty good too, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been there a couple of years now.
They have been, but it's great, isn't it, to see the things that are happening at the Oval. And of course we went inside, and I think at half time I think the cameras are going to go in and have a look around the change rooms. They look brilliant.
Yes, the original change rooms have been renovated for the women's rooms now.
Yep.
Very nice inside, much more comfortable than they used to be. And of course we've got the new lights as well, so it's been a big year of change, and great effort by all the volunteers certainly to get that finished.
Brilliant. As it was a minute ago, Johansson was dispossessed by some strong tackling by the Storm. As they get that ball forward, they go high to try and get it. Sculthorpe, who's deep in towards defence, he goes back in towards a dangerous area, but Lauderdale have the run of the ball. They get the quick handball going, and then now they're released through the midfield. They're showing some courage on going through that central corridor. Very, very open forward line as that's pushed on, and that ball has gone from one end of Put Park to the other without the Storm laying a digit on it, Trent, and that was right from the top shelf from Lauderdale Football Club.
And as we were talking about before, that was just simple footy because there was no overuse. It was get the ball and move it your way. 3 or 4 kicks.
Have a look at that, right from the back pocket you see on the Mood Food replay. Long kick, handball, 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 through the centre. Man's free, let's kick it long to him. Turn around, thanks very much. Put your glasses down if you don't mind, all through. Brilliant play there by the Lauderdale Football Club. I think that might have been, I'll have to double check, might have been Caleb Devine who put that one through. That's as good a team goal, Trent, as you're ever going to see.
Yeah, it was great play, Hoppy. Yep.
So Lauderdale just opening up a little bit of a lead here. Storm have had just as much as the footy. As we just go to our laptop, we can see, in fact, the Storm have had 53% of the ball as against that, but they just haven't probably used it as good as Lauderdale have.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Lauderdale's use has been much better, and their tackling, the pressure that they put on the Storm boys when the Storm has had possession.
Yep.
That's made it hard for Storm to hit their targets.
Okay, so that was a really nice mark there, again by Caleb Devine down back. So it probably wasn't him who got that goal. The old Silver Fox might have got that one incorrectly. It might have even been young Tommy Moore or Samuel Henderson. But we'll check on that, ladies and gentlemen. we'll give you the update later on as that ball goes forward. Here's a chance for the Storm. They have numbers. They're going to try and keep it in play, get it inside towards Chapman. He can't quite get the handle. It's deep now into this quarter, with only into the last minute, so the Storm are really trying hard. You can see the endeavour on the brow of these young boys' faces, fighting hard as it's close towards the boundary line, trying to work their way forward again. That was, I think, Jonty Fay, but it's coming back in. But it is all good stuff. Look at that great work there by Doreen to get the fist onto it. I think that could be Dance, who soccers off the ground. Over the back waiting for it was Eves. If he can get his hands on the ball, he does. He picks it up and just slots that one through for a minor score. And there, potentially at the moment, Trent, is probably the difference in the forward thrust, where Lauderdale have been able to keep their forward line just that little bit open, and where the Storms has been just that a little bit of congestion.
That's certainly right.
As the ball's gone forward, not before the siren's gone, so that is half time here at Hoppwood Park, and it's been just a fantastic game so far. As we're going to check the scoreboard, it is the Southern Storm. What have we got there? I think they've got 3 goals, 7-25 to Lauderdale, 6 goals to 38. For the home team, it is Cooper Evans who's got a goal, Jonty Fay, that miraculous one, and Kane Walters. And for the visitors, it is Samuel Blackley, 3, Skelly's got 2, and I think that last one might have been Samuel Henderson, but we'll just double check. So as we sort of said a few minutes ago, Trent, just the only difference between the two teams at this stage is just been a little bit cleaner and better use of the ball for the Lauderdale team.
Yeah, and that's all credit to Lauderdale. Deeper pressure on the Southern Storm, and I think that's creating turnovers. They've been rewarded a lot for their great tackling. Southern Storm have been caught with incorrect disposal and dropping the ball. So Southern Storm's actually had more scoring shots, so no way are they out of the game yet. So they've had 10 scoring shots to 8. So they're but those easy misses that we spoke about around quarter time, that at the moment they're paying for those.
And that's what I would imagine would be the positive reinforcement that Coach Fay'd be down there sort of saying, look, yeah, in one say, yeah, we haven't been efficient, but here's the reality, fellas, we've had actually more of the ball. You know, if you look at the stats as we've got here, in fact, it's up to, say, now 54% of the ball. It's just been our use, so we've probably been winning through the midfield area. It's just that last kick. So maybe instead of bombing it long when Lauderdale have dropped the next one back, let's maybe get our eyes up, maybe go that extra hand and run the ball through the line to force them to come to us. Yeah. Maybe that could be the thing, but certainly as skill level, they're equally matched. It's going to be an interesting game to see how we all go in the second half. So as far as we're concerned, you and I will have a little break now, and we might have a look at a few of the highlights and some advertising from our very generous sponsors, and we'll be back with the second half very, very shortly. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cygnet Oval. It is Hoppwood Park, and it is Friday night football, and we've got a really entertaining, high-calibre game in action here. It is Andrew Silver, Fox Hopwood, and of course joined by my co-commentator, one of the legends on the Cygnet Football Club down here, is Trenny Cohen. And Trent, it has been, as we've said, and just really enjoying this game.
Yeah, it's been a great game by both sides so far, but the wonderful thing about footy is that it keeps throwing challenges at you. So Lauderdale's got the clear lead at the moment, and Southern Storm's got a challenge to peg that back, see if they can.
They certainly have. Ball goes up, tap down. Samuel Henderson's down at the bottom of the pack. He's been pretty good, but the Storm are able to go back out and get that ball, and they'd dearly love to get the first scoreboard on the board. That is Hooker, who I've really liked his game. He's shown a fair bit of poise and taken there by Ethan Lovell. Goes the long raking kick, needs a strong mark. And that's the kick where they just need to bring that eyes down a little bit. Coming out is Walters, who's been a real beauty. A live wire, picking the ball up now, trying to barge that way through. I think that might have been Thorpe. Pushing away through. He needs a couple of other fellas to try and help him out. One on the ball, one to get it out wide. And this is what Lauderdale have done well. They've teamed up and got it to that out-running player, haven't they, Trent?
Yeah, Lauderdale had the 2 outside runners there and paid dividends for them once they got the ball out.
Certainly has. And here is the mullet coming through there. He's got a really nice toot. What do they say? Business up front and party out the back. And I'll tell you what, she's a beauty. As coming further afield, who's been a really good player, is Ease. He's really dominant forward. Goes end over end. A bit of a bullocking goes on there. Going back over the ball is Pears. He overruns it because of the amount of pressure. But, gee, he's done a good job to go back and try and get it again. Slipped just before getting the toe to the ball. And the umpire will throw that in, and very willing, and it was good to see all the kiddies put their head over the ball then, Trent.
That's the way to do it. Win possession, you've got to earn it tonight with the body.
Certainly do, as Clark went up very high, only as far as Swan to go back in and get it, trying to barge their way through, putting the arm, I think it might have been Jonty Fay, back towards the very creative Blackley. He is dispossessed, and so, but he gets it out to the advantage of one of his players, and I think it was Taylor who then got it off to Broomhall. A bit of a flick on, but lovely tackle there by the Storm to repel that particular attack. Comes out towards Clark, goes the short kick. Just didn't quite get that one out. Brereton might have spun it before he got it. Comes back out towards Hooker. Very, very clean hands. Goes back inboard. I tell you what, they might have to look at their stops. There's a few boys slipping over, but that's picked up by Wouters. Gets it towards the goal, and that's exactly just what the Storm wanted. And Kane Wouters has put that one through for a very accurate team-lifting goal, Trent.
That's what they needed. It was a nice little kick off the ground from Oscar Thorpe, moving the ball forward, and Wouters scooped on that and put it through for his second goal.
Okay, as we can see that leading towards, you can see it going a little bit from left to right as it came back in that inside of the boot, and that has certainly got the big Cygnet crowd up and about. And as we just checked that one, and they are now just 7 points. It's certainly got a game on our hands here, ladies and gentlemen. It's a quite cool night, but it's a really, really hot footy as tackled without the ball. And the umpire is right on there, and Will Broomhall will take the kick. Broomhall drives it inside the 50 for the first time to Lauderdale in this third quarter. Oscar Thorpe picking it up, goes out towards it. A nice tackle there by Blakely. I think he might have just gone in the back as he's tackled, and that's the way the umpire has seen it, as Burgess has taken that kick. Burgess just trying to take his time now, going on the shorter pass. Nice transfer of the ball as Lovell has come out and taken that mark. Slow, steady work here by Storm, trying to slot their players up. That's a tough brand of footy to play in these slippery conditions, isn't it, Trent?
Yeah, that was a dangerous place to bring the ball inboard there as well. Almost turned it over.
Yeah, when you suddenly bring that ball back into the corridor, it's a tough one to bring it back in that position. And Lauderdale will wise up as Taylor now pushes that one through, and he gets that ball forward. Beautiful pickup. It might have been, was it Broomhall again? In that particular occasion, it was Skelly who, of course, has got a couple of goals. And so now going back and having a shot on goal, I think that might have been young Dolliver, and we'll sort of see what Dolliver, as we might have a look on the Mood Food replay in a minute to see what's happened. He was tackled, and I think maybe the umpire had deemed that was a little bit too high, I think, Trent.
The arm slipped over the shoulder there.
Yeah. So Dolliver, who's normally a very creative player, has arched that one through for the minor score. You can see that's not the effects from Duff TV. That smoke, I think, is coming from those heat pots, isn't it, out there, Trent? By some very smart
smoke screen.
It is. It's like
Maxwell
smoking the peace pipe. Have a look at that. Boo! It's like the locomotive, but it's the 10:29 leading Cygnet. So as we can see a handball back inside, it is Lauderdale going back in. It's a really good play there by Rawnsley. I think it took a fair bit of courage to stand underneath the ball. Just unfortunate that he couldn't quite pick the ball up. Broomhall tries to tap that one out. It is Lauderdale, and we know it's normally going to be a pretty open forward line. as they pick it up. That's Dolliver, who's just had a couple of kicks here. We can see a good Shepherd, and that's enabled a shot on goal, but just inaccurate. There's certainly one, Trent, that has gone begging on this particular occasion. It was good shepherding there by the Lauderdale boys, but just slightly inaccurate. We can see the bump on the ball.
It was very close to the goals there.
It certainly was.
Just missed.
Again, maybe could have gone on the right-hand side, just decided to go for the left foot kick. And that's Caleb Clark. He's very nimble on his feet. You can see him as the way he picked it up. Broomhall came back again with the tackle, but it is the Storm who take possession of the ball. Very open forward line. That is a brilliant pick up there by Walters. Gee, that was very effective and clever. Goes towards Lovell. Lovell picks it up. Goes to short kick. Oh, that was Gaelic footy style there by Chapman. Didn't want to get the big frame down and pick that one up, Trent.
Very creative. Didn't quite
tried to sort of scoop it up to his own advantage. That was Doreen trying to pick it up, but being very, very creative down there is Fletcher Hooker. And Fletcher Hooker across half back. Gee, he's been good, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been in the mentions frequently.
So now back in towards that central corridor as Taylor picks it up. Taylor goes it across towards the half-forward line. It's Tommy Curran, the high-flying blonde locks, who goes with a very, very high vertical leap towards the half-forward flank. And the ball has been seen out of bounds. It is 7 minutes 20 gone here in the third quarter of Game 1 of season 2020 in Cripps the Master Bake. Of course, they've been baking bread here in Tasmania since 1878. Fantastic local company making beautiful bread as the season is underway. And that, again, was Tommy Curran getting a very nice tackle and being rewarded for it. And as you're hearing the sound effects, all the honking of the horn, that's all the very smart people. They are in their cars with their heaters turned on and enjoying the footy down here at Cygnet Oval. So now it is Elijah Cohen. Cohen, nice looking kick, very direct, very efficient. And just checking at Cohen's efficiency too. His efficiency is 100% so far in tonight's game. So very nice work by him. Lauderdale take possession of the ball across the half-back flank. Very, very open if they can pick that ball up, and they do so. Broomhall picks a little bit of a dummy there and a shimmy, gets it down to the leading forwards. That was nice play, trying to get it out to a creative one going alongside. They've got the numbers, but good tackling there by the Storm. I think that was the flying doormat, wasn't it?
That's Zach Clifford.
Yeah, Zach Clifford. A very nice header here, picking that one up. They're just gaining valuable meters now. So it comes out towards Wouters, who's been one of the more efficient players, goes over the top. Big forward, running deep into the attack. I think that might have been Riley Dance. He overruns it on that particular occasion. And Lauderdale have the good grace to go back and pick that one up. 2 onto 1, that you can hear clearly in the effects microphone. The umpire says to play that one on, showing some good intent and some big, powerful kick there by Cooper Reeves, getting it down almost inside the 50, and in fact it is now. Curran, well backed up, and swooping on that one is Pears. They're teaming up now, and I wondered if they've used a bit of petrol. It seems though that Lauderdale have got the numbers, haven't they, around the ball?
Lauderdale's back line's been sensational. They're just repelling almost every attack that's going down there, and being able to get the ball forward to an open forward line.
And this is where the Storm have been good, but that kick that's come in, Lauderdale have had the numbers back there, and they've mopped them up time after time and kicked it. But here we go again. Let's see what they can do as Clark picks up that ball. Now this one's going to be a deeper entry, and that's where they look dangerous, when they can get that deeper entry. So I'd like to see them lower their eyes and get it deep into the forward line, because they do look so dangerous when they get it there. And now gone the shorter kick towards Kane. Walters, is it Walters or Wouters?
Wouters.
It is Wouters. Yep. And Wouters has, in fact, got 2 goals so far, and we'll see if young Wouters can kick this goal. You're going to back him from there?
He's a pretty reliable kick. He's got a nice action, so, yeah. I'll put my 50 cents on him.
Oh, okay. Well, if you are watching, of course, we don't encourage anyone betting. But if you are going to put your 50 cents, get it on this young fellow as he goes towards the goals. And I think has gone out to... You put the mockers on, I think, Trent, unfortunately.
There goes my last 50 cents.
I'll tell you what, we've got to thank our volunteers and the goal umpires. We'd love to see a little bit of animation down the Cygnet end, wouldn't we?
Yes, he could be not going for a career in theatre, that guy.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So the crowd are encouraging the umpire to play that one as the Storm pick it up. Oh, really good dummy, beautiful play by Wouters again. He is a really nice player. Gone towards the goal and through yet for a minor score. They're really doing some tackling, and we've got a very, very close game. So it'll be fascinating to see if fatigue will play a part and whether that long journey will zap the energy of the Lauderdale boys, Trent.
Oh, I don't think it will. They're playing really well.
They certainly are. And here we go. So that was a nice work there by Rawnsley. He gets it in on what he thought, but a stationary forward line. Tried to get it across towards Doreen, but Lauderdale were awake and they filled those spaces really, really quickly to take the mark. Talking of marks, Brereton almost took that one. They're tackled, beset upon, in fact, by Studley. They go back in to try and get that one again, and Lauderdale have got the numbers. Nice play by young Lewis Rowlands, who gets the handball out to the advantage of his teammate. Backing back there, you can see it's a little bit of a slippery ball. Might have just lifted the head, but good enough and courageous enough to make that second effort. And don't you love to see them do those second efforts, Trent?
Yeah, that's very important to keep going. You can't just go once and leave it. You've got to keep involved in the game.
Absolutely. A really nice bump there by the Storm. You can hear a lot of encouragement coming over. Screws it back and just taking their time to try and set this one up. So now, Wouters, who's been without a doubt one of the better players, is getting it towards centre-half forward. Nearly taking a clever mark there was Lovell. And he's been dispossessed and bumped over the ball. You can hear a bit of passion in the crowd and the effects microphone, can't we?
Yeah, Lovell was a bit unlucky there, perhaps. He tried to kick it straight away. Anyway,
he certainly did, as Clark takes that one. Up they go over the back of the pack. It was Fay who tried to get it, but I think that came through towards Cooper Eves. And have a listen to the horns going on that one. And he has put that one through to Cooper Eves. We're going to have a look on the Mood Food replay here, Trent. Let's have a look at this one. You can see him. He was probably not the best defensive work there by Lauderdale as he found himself on his own as it came over the back of the pack. And he only needed one. He just quickly turned around and snapped. And as we check the scoreboard here, it has really tightened up. It is the Storm who've slipped up to 39 to Lauderdale 40. A 1-point ball game here in the first game of the season, Trent.
Yeah, Cooper's big sister claims to be the best footballer in the family, but that could be in dispute now, Hoppy.
Oh, I tell you what, there might be a bit of a ruckus when they get home here as it's going close towards the boundary line. There is a very effective and clever Samuel Blakely trying to go at it. You can hear now the Storm have got their tails up as Clark picked it up. He tries to go forward. Handball comes out towards Doreen. He slips over this time, but he's good to go it again. He's picked it up. He's trying to push that ball forward. Now he's got a bit of a hand from Clark. He goes backwards to go forward as the handball comes out to the player who's running free, and that is Walters. Walters goes forward again. You can almost inside 50. They're under pressure, and the Storm have got their tail up. But standing firm is Lauderdale as they repel that one. And he's got the hands up. I thought he was almost off, but I think you've got to give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, the game's really lifted now. You can sense it's gone up a level.
Hasn't the intensity picked up and the excitement of the crowd that has gathered here at the Cygnet Oval? That was a brilliant tackle by Silasalung, and I tell you what, he has been a tackling machine tonight.
He's putting the pressure on out there. He's doing all the little things.
He certainly does, and you've been telling me now he's one to look for, this young Silasalung. He loves his footy and gets down here to Hood Park to do a lot of practice. It's good to see him getting out there and assisting as it goes out now towards Rowlands for Lauderdale. going kick, and it's a strong mark there by Hooker. Fletcher Hooker has played a very, very nice game. From the very famous Hooker family, there's 4 of them who play down, or have played down at Lauderdale. A couple of the young lads now, I think Riley and Campbell are playing for one of the feeder clubs at Dodgers, but the other couple of lads are down. And as I'm just waffling on about the Hooker family, Lauderdale have picked that ball up and kicked it around the body in William Broomhall. And that's a terrific goal there, Trent. Let's have a look at that one on the replay again.
Yeah, Lauderdale just more desperate to get the ball in. They tackled it off the Southern Storm boys and got the turnover, created an opportunity. Great team goal there.
Yeah, William Broomhall is very good in close. He has a good, strong basketball background as well. And when he got that ball, you could see him glance around. He knew exactly where he was and thought, I'm in range here. He's going to hook that one around, and he did a terrific job, and that's put Lauderdale back out in front as we just check the JMC Motorcar Company as Lauderdale have slipped on to 46 to Southern Storm 39 as the Storm now have possession of the ball, coming out towards the wing position, running hard is Doreen. The umpire's blown the whistle. I'm not sure if it's going to go to the advantage, so I think the free kick will come back to the Storm. I think that's how it's been paid. It's downfield. Let's have a look. That's fair enough. A bit of a push after the ball had gone. So going the old handball backwards to go forwards. Comes out with a good pick-up by Clark. That's a really good move, and a terrific work by Clark below his knees there, Trent.
Yeah, he's been a good, strong player all game, Ryan Clark. He's really kept the Storm in it, having an impact. Cooper Sorty took a good mark on the chest there as well.
Have a look at that goal. That is Jonty Fay's second miraculous goal. He kicked one in the first quarter. Similar goal running towards the boundary line on the Ray Sculthorpe stand side. And you can see him here. He's going the wrong way. He slips, turns back towards the goal, edges that one over, and that one has come right from the top shelf.
Look better on your screen than mine, Hoppy.
Oh, brilliant work there by that star forward, Jonty Fay. And again, that has tightened it back up to a 1-point ball game here at Cygnet Oval, Hood Park. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the STJFL first game of the season in the 2020, and it is a cracker as picking the ball up is Lovell. Lovell drives it forward, and he's put it through. The crowd are getting out of their chairs. 2 goals within the minute. The horns are honking. The crowd are banging on the signs. The atmosphere is electric under the beaming lights here at Cygnet. And Trent, what a great goal.
Sensational tap. Let's look at it again. Long punch from Ryan Clark in the ruck. Ethan Lovell's moved from the back line into the middle and dodged around 1 or 2 opponents. Didn't mess around. He knew what to do with it. And a great play.
So we know that all the AFL players will be watching this telecast. So if you are out there watching, there's your football. Get the ball forward, and when you pick it up, you're not going sideways, you're not going backwards, you're looking to kick it to a man that you know is going to be leading out in the square.
Exactly.
Pure
right,
football. And talking of football, they are going mad down here at Cygnet as the Storm, through the agency of Chapman, have now kicked 3 goals within 2 minutes, Trent. What is going on out there?
Southern Storm's come alive. Perhaps the Lauderdale boys might have just switched off for a moment or two, but that's 3 goals in 2 minutes, is it?
Yep, it certainly is, with only 15 seconds left. Well, just a minute ago, we were admiring what a wonderful goal it was from Broomhall, the steadier, and thinking Lauderdale have got all the answers. And the Storm have just gone berserk with 3 goals. And they have now got the lead as they don't want to concede one here. As there is the siren is backing back. That was Clifford. I think the siren had gone before, hadn't it, though? We'll just have to wait and see. We're just going to wait for the umpire. He's just coming up and saying, come on, fellas.
That was so close.
Let's settle down. But no goal and it's getting very, very willing out there. And as we just check the goal kickers, Trent, if we look for Lauderdale Broomhall, who got that very clever one around the body, Skelly got a couple, Blackley has a couple, and I think that other one was for Henderson. And for the home team, it is Walters has got a couple, Chapman a single, Jonty Fay, those two miraculous snaps, Cooper Evans has got a couple, and Ethan Lovell with that one that came out of the centre. And there was your difference. They didn't muck around. They just went forward. They went direct. And what happened? They had an open forward line when they went there.
That's right. Their first half, really, although they started the first quarter decently, but their game hadn't been that fluent.
Yep.
But in the last 5 minutes of that quarter, it all started to come together for the Storm. Lauderdale had been dominating from the back line and getting plenty of drive from the back line. But Storm kept plugging away. I spoke about the challenges that you face in footy, and Storm have answered that challenge, and now it's up to Lauderdale to respond to the challenge that's been put to them by the Storm boys.
Well, we also saw the lights were going, the street lights were beaming beautifully down in Cygnet, and I know that if these boys do get the victory, there'll be a big party down there in Cygnet tonight, I would have thought.
Yeah, they might have the Fanta and lemonade flowing.
Indeed. Well, there we are. It's three-quarter time. We're going to take a quick break, and so now's your time to go and get your cup of tea. But whatever you do when you're watching out there, don't go too far from your couch, because we're going to be really looking forward to bringing you what we expect to be an absolute cracker of a final quarter. A very warm welcome back to the Cygnet Oval here at Hoppwood Park, and that last bit of play there, Trent, was just absolutely electric. That was from the top shelf. Quality football from the boys from Storm.
Yeah, the Storm boys really came alive, then things started to click together, so let's see how Lauderdale respond in this last turn. We're in for a cracker of a quarter.
Well, it's going to be really telling. Can the Storm get the first one open and really start to make some cracks appear on the Lauderdale Bombers? Alternatively, can they come back? They have been able to come back all game, so it is going to be fascinating to see what unfolds in the first game of the 2020 season for the CRIPPS, the Master Baker STJFL season. We hope you're enjoying the coverage here on Duff TV as much as we are enjoying bringing it to you. It's brilliant to be back out into the community, and it's good to see all the reward for the effort for these young kids that have been out on the park or off the park to get back on the park and actually enjoying a game, Trent. It's really terrific, and the smiles on the mums and the dads and grandparents that are here to watch it. It's just a really good fill-up for the community, I would have thought.
It's been a big pre-season for all these boys, but credit to the STJFL for getting the season underway, because to keep the boys involved in footy is for next year.
Well, we just said before, Lauderdale potentially really need to get that first goal, and a little bit of slack defence that left the big man Chapman very evasive. As we see, that kick came in from Cowan. I think he looked up, so he decided that he got plenty over the back. He went the long kick, and it came over the back towards Chapman, and he has put that one through, and it's getting a little bit dangerous, the 46 to 64, Trent.
Yeah, there's a big gap emerged there now. Chapman had been pretty quiet in the first half, but that's his second goal now, so he's become a good contributor.
Contributor is an interesting word that you've just used, because the way I see it, everyone's sort of done something, haven't they? They haven't had too many passengers.
No, that's right.
Everyone's sort of done something when they've needed to.
That's the way the games go. Sometimes you might have a tough opponent and you can't win, or you keep getting beat one-on-one, but there's always something you can do to contribute to your team. It might be just a tackle.
And an advice here from my very experienced co-commentator there, Trent Cowan. If anyone knows about the football caper, it's him. So certainly be prepared. You never know when you're going to be called upon. It's the Storm to take possession of that ball It is deep on this wing position. Ryan Clark that gets it forward in towards Thomas Clark. And the mark has been paid defensively there to Caleb Devine across
I think they've done that in the backyard before.
thought so. Coming out now, that is Skelly. Skelly's got a couple of goals. They're really growing in some confidence, aren't they, the Storm boys?
They are. They're exactly right. Couldn't put it more perfectly, I don't think, Hoppy. They perhaps were a bit hesitant earlier in the game, but the confidence has come into them now.
Just on that one then, they got the ball. He quickly looked inside and pulled the trigger quickly. Thought, no, I can spot that one. It's a sort of a dangerous kick that doesn't come off, but took it off. Talking of dangerous players, there he is, Salelasung, who's an absolute cracker of a tackler.
He's high impact.
Oh, there he is, going in really tough over the ball. Another tackle by him. Gee whiz, just looking down here, I think he's like a little bulldog, isn't he?
I reckon he made 5 efforts there, Hoppy.
Yes.
That's why he's in the team.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Umpire being a very nice standard. Lauderdale, they certainly need someone to stand up, someone to take them, drag them, screaming and kicking, just to show them the way. They need some leadership, and they need it right now. And this man has been an absolute cracker as Fletcher Hooker. This particular time he has been dispossessed by Pooley, who kicks it down towards the forward line, and it's going to be another ball up and just in the area that the Storm won't mind whatsoever. Time is on their side, as that was Chapman who went the tap, couldn't quite find his man, and it'll be another ball in. And who's that runner there for the Storm? Very clever having the beanie on, I would have thought, and the extra gear underneath.
That's Reece Jennings, the runner, senior player for Cygnet. That kick into the forward line then, Hoppy, that was a great long raking kick and put it into a dangerous spot for Lauderdale to defend.
Absolutely. And that's what defenders hate. Once you get in those areas of danger, you start to look around and you start to question yourself, and that's where you need the help. So get in there as quickly as you can. And they're certainly lowering the eyes and looking to place the kick into those certainly the areas that they own. So Lauderdale now pick that ball up. Nice strong kick out by Zach Swan, who's been probably one of the better players for Lauderdale. Oh, that's a great pick up from Taylor. Taylor turns that one around, coming on the inside. Broomhall goes that mark and just slips through his fingers, and you can see why, because it is a slippery ball now. Over the ball is Dolliver, whom we know can kick a goal. Goes back out to Broomhall. I apologise, then back to Skelly. Skelly has a quick snap as it goes over the head there of Broomhall, and what's happened here? I think it's being played out, and it's going to be a ball up.
It's gone out of bounds.
All right, so a little lull, but from this forward thrust, Lauderdale are really needing a goal. That's the understatement now, Trent. Good tap.
Yeah, the game's far from over.
Certainly is. Well played there by Cowan. Cowan just affects a nice clearance as it's kicked up and high. They have the numbers now at the running. He goes back in to get it. He quickly spent it before he had it again, but good enough to go back in, and he had support. Good backup there.
It's our man Silasalung in there again, Robbie.
Yeah, Silasalung, he's a beauty. Yeah, you don't mention this lightly. He's the boy you're going to battle with, isn't he?
That's right.
Good tap out, Lauderdale. They can't muck around now. There's no going around the perimeter. As soon as they get hold of the onion, they need to go quickly and directly towards the goals. And these are good starting signs for the Storm. As we said, we spoke to Darius Fay, and he sort of said the boys have been really keen to get out there and thought that they had, although an interrupted pre-season, a good pre-season. They're pretty keen. The team is varied in age, from some under 15s as well. Some under 15 boys from the bottom end. So it's they're moving the ball well and got some good players.
Yeah, I think there's 1 or 2 under 14s in there too, Hoppy.
Yep.
And they've really found some self-belief in this last part of the third quarter and the fourth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perhaps a bit rusty in the first half, but it's come together now.
They're finding their feet. So Lauderdale, we know they're not to be outdone because they're a quality outfit and very well drilled and coached by Coach Adrian Broomhall. He's a very good coach, so we'll see what they've got left in the tank, as picking that one up was Blakely, and if you can get the ball in his hands, we know he can kick a goal. Skelly then puts it out further afield, but the Storm pick it up, and they're really running high over the ground now. They've got their pecker up. Here's that bloke I just mentioned a few minutes ago as Blackley goes back towards it, gets a handball further to Curran. Curran turns that one round, trying to edge his way in front of the ball was Dolliver, who's normally a very accurate kick. Picking that one up again was Curran, and Curran got 2 or 3 possessions from just hard gut running then, and now it'll be a ball up. It is nearly 8 minutes gone, and it is in towards the Cygnet end, or the end which is favouring the Lauderdale Football Club. Barging their way forward is Henderson. He's trying to take on the whole team this time, and the reward will go to the Southern Storm.
Yeah, Lauderdale looking dangerous here, I think, Hoppy.
Is that a pure unbiased form? Was that a worried dear old dad sort of?
No worry. I think they're really having a crack trying to get this.
They are, aren't they? So they really need to get some reward for their effort now, because they certainly have lifted the intensity. There is no doubt about that. It's the umpire is going to throw it up. And I think, if anything, the crowd's even building even more. The word's got out that the Storm have got their nose in front, and a few more people have come out from the town, which is very, very exciting to see. Eves picks that one up. He didn't have possession of the ball, and he's been held without it, and he'll take the free kick. Here he goes. We know he's a long raking kick, goes in towards an open forward line. The big one, Duke, goes up almost Kudafidi style, and that was Nichols. Couldn't quite bring it in. Doesn't take possession of the ball there was Chapman. He thought he was going to be beset upon, so he tried to get it out to the advantage. He can't do so.
That was the tap down.
It was. So Henderson again gets that kick, but now, as before, which is interesting, Trent, we were really singing the praises of the back line of Lauderdale, who have been effective. But Southern Storm across their half back line are really standing tall now.
Yeah, it's all coming together for the Storm now.
Held without it. You can see here, a little bit too high, that's fair enough. You can see here a little bit of punch behind the ear. Going for the ball, all in, but it certainly was a free kick. So Lauderdale now going right towards the direct centre half forward. Gee, that was terrific. Jonathan Brown style there by Zachy Swanee. Just shoved his player out, trying to go forward yet again. There's a bit of a whippet is Tommy Curran. He really runs well, goes over the ground. He can't pick up the ball, but he's got a little bit of support. Tommy Moore goes back in and under. I've liked the way Tommy Moore goes in for it. You can see him tackling and really trying hard. He's a tenacious little bulldog. I mean, I know his father, they call him Peelsmore, and I tell you what, Tommy, he really is going in hard. That's his job. He's a young fella to try and keep the ball in towards the forward line.
Both sides are very keen here at the moment, Hoppy.
They are, aren't they? Yeah, you can feel something's got to give in a minute. Which way is it going to go? Is the Storm going to try and repel all these attacks and just take it away from them? Or if Lauderdale can get this goal, you sense that they've got another couple in them, and the floodgates can open, and anything will happen down here at Cygnet at Pud Park. That one's gone out of bounds, so we're halfway through the last quarter on this live telecast, and we'll be bringing you the best of STJFL football every Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. So you're going to get your dose of pure football. So you'll be able to get home from work. If you then get a little bit of a tipple, Trent, maybe get the wine out, maybe a frothy, get yourselves ready, maybe the chips. Of course, I'd encourage you to get some exercise in first. Sit down and tune in to watch this great football, the STJFL footy.
On Channel Duff TV.
On Channel Duff TV, no doubt about that. Of course, you can see it on the Duff TV Facebook or the STJFL Facebook, and I think we're talking about even taking it further afield. And of course, you know, you've already got a few texts from some friends up there in Queensland watching it and all that. We've got to get it beamed into Victoria, because those poor kids can't be playing at all, and we hope our friends in Victoria who are in the lockdown, everyone is going to be safe and well. So Lauderdale, you have a look at them really pushing hard. I think that was young Bonicher as well. He's really battled hard, young Blake Bonicher, but couldn't quite get his hands on it. So here's a big chance for the leading, a good spoil for the very dangerous Jonty Fay, who tried to pluck that one in. Rawnsley takes the second effort. It is Lauderdale have the numbers, a bit of a mix and a swerve there by Burgess. It's an interesting part of play when it all had opened up a few minutes ago, Trent, with lots of goals. It's been a bit of back and forth between the back line, sorry. But now here's a chance for Will Broomhall to kick a goal. He kicked that lovely goal around his body. How's he going to go on the set shot?
Yeah, 50 cents again.
Here it is. Broomhall, lovely kick. It's a nice one, but I don't think it's got the distance. They pick it up. It's going to be a shot on goal. Let's have a look. I think that one's gone through. It might have been Howlett who snapped that one. Has it been Howlett or Dolliver? Let's have a look.
Hold your breath.
Well, I think Dolliver's handed the ball back to the umpire, and the umpire's got a booming kick back towards the centre. So that is Jack Dolliver who's kicked that goal down. And that's really put the squeezes on as Lauderdale, as we check the Jackson Motor Car Company scoreboard, and you're having a look at the Mood Food replay there. They have slipped up to 52 and the Southern Storm 64. We have certainly got a game on our hands here, Trent.
The next goal wins, I think, Hoppy.
Oh, there you go. So the next goal wins according to Trent, as here they go. Lauderdale really fighting hard to try and get that next one, and coming out hard toward it was young Joe Hansen. He can't quite do. And that was Bonnicher again. Those two have been very powerful on that half-forward flank for Lauderdale. And Fletcher Hooker, whom, again, I have rated very highly, has taken that mark. No time to muck around. Can't finesse. He's gone long, and that's where you need a strong forward to stand up and either just bring it to the ground. Curran can't take it. And here go the Storm. Long, raking, low kick, but standing tall. A nice mark there by Pears. They can afford to just sort of lower the eyes and take the shorter kick, the Storm, this time, instead of going that long one. No need to get into that. A little bit of push and shove with 6 minutes to go, Trent.
Yeah, Lauderdale may need to be a little more direct.
Correct.
There's wide wings and pockets out there, no goals.
And so Storm will be aware to that, and whether Coach Fay might just put a lazy person behind the ball just to shore up that defensive area. It'll be interesting to see how the tactics go. That was Caleb Clark, who's been a good player out to Wouters, who drives it long. I tell you what, it's going close and just to the wrong side as Tristan Sculthorpe sees that one over, and it's through for the minor score. And the only thing that's against Lauderdale now is time can be the enemy. It's getting down to 5 minutes left in this very exciting game of footy. They've got the numbers as Cody Rawnsley picks it up. He's been tackled very effectively on this time by Zachy Swan. And Swan has to go back and kick behind the man on the mark. It's not going to go to Swan, I apologise. It was originally Swan who took the kick, and it should have been Curran. So Curran now has the footy in his hands. Go short, up through the middle. Every possession's got to be clear. Curran gives the give and go. We can see he's got a big engine. Oh, made very good position there as Blackley, but just slipped over at the wrong time off the side of the boot, but in the right position, taking that mark was Swan. We know he's a really big kick. Oh, he kicks to the advantage of the forwards coming out. And that's young Broomhall. And we saw in that last kick, he's a very accurate kick. And this time, it'd be within distance.
He's not mucking around, straight on with it.
He understands that time is against him. Oh, he went off the side of the boot. But luck's a fortune.
I think it was a pass. It was a pass.
Here we go. It's Dolliver. And I think Dolliver has put that one through, has he? He has. Dolliver has put that one through as Broomhall went the pass back in towards Jackie Dolliver. And ladies and gentlemen, have a look at the scoreboard here. The Jackson Motor Car Company scoreboard is Lauderdale. They are inching even closer. They've gone up to 58. And the Southern Storm are on 65. Trent.
Well, I've made the call, next goal win, so let's see what happens.
All right, so a little bit lapse in the defensive work there. They thought that Broomhall might have made the distance, and he didn't quite. No. So now the pressure is on. And it is Lauderdale. They need to get this forward thrust. It is Doreen who picks it up. Doreen gets it down the area where Storm goes. There's the ever-reliable Hooker, who's absolutely played a wonderful game. He'll go back in and try and help out again as Lauderdale pick it up. Brilliant tackle dispossessed as Welders goes in to pick that one up, and it's going to be a ball up, as we can see here.
That was a nice tackle by Riley Dance then.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? What's happened? Someone's got the yellow card, have they? Has it been the...
2 yellow cards, I think.
Oh, dear, oh, dear. Who's that? Is it Matthew Doreen? I don't...
You've got to go, move. You've got to come.
Anyway, the man has been taken from the ground, and the umpires have been very firm on that, and that's fair enough. He's going to muck around, so now it is going to be a Lauderdale boy. He's trying to get the ball. Look out. It's nearly 2 minutes left. Sorry, 2 minutes left on the clock. They need a couple of scores, Lauderdale. They're going to go towards the open side. They need clean possession as Lovell is there. Lovell just paddles that one around. He's a big, strong rooster. I think he's been tackled. And it is brilliant work there by Curran. No time to muck around if they can get it over the top, Lauderdale. Oh, they pick it up. He's been tackled. Could have been high. The umpire says, let's play it on. Goes back in towards the centre of the ground. And a brilliant mark there by Raunton. Excuse me.
One way or the other there, it was a high tackle of holding the ball, I think, Hoppy, but play goes on.
Certainly was, and strong over the ball was Dance, and Dance is going to be given the free kick. This will really settle it down, Trent, I would have thought. Yeah, you can see clearly got him a little bit too high. With a minute to go, they go the short pass. Good interception there by Lauderdale. They need a nice clean possession if they can and get it downfield. Holding the man, Lauderdale to take the free kick. Can't think now, they've just got to get the ball forward, and they can just hold up play as Worsley takes his time, gets it down in towards the forward 50. And just taking his time going back now is Ryan Clark.
And the shoelace has to be done up, I think, Hoppy.
Oh, I think everything will be done up here. I think the underpants will be hitched up, the shorts will come around, he'll just square himself up. He's about 40 metres out. And the ball is down the right end if you're a Storm supporter. That's a very powerful looking kick, but through for a minor score. So Lauderdale, you can see, they're just going to take that ball and run as they do. They've run about 20 metres, a big, long handball. They won't give in, we know that, as time is against them. A bit of a good spoil there by Nichols. And there is the siren. She's gone. And you can hear in the background, ladies and gentlemen, there is high excitement down here in the Cygnet community as the first game in the STJFL season has been run and won. And it is the Southern Storm, 9 goals 12, 66, defeating a very, very gallant Lauderdale, 9 goals 4, 58. For the Southern Storm, Ethan Lovell with 1. Cooper Evans got a couple. Jonty Fay got 2. Very spectacular goals from the wing. Kane Walters got 2. And Chapman got a couple. And for Lauderdale, William Broomhall, that lovely snap. Jackie Dolliver got a couple. Maxie Skelly got a couple. Samuel Blakely got a couple as well. And Henderson with 1. But Trent, that was a very entertaining game of Australian rules football.
It certainly was, Hoppy. Both sides had periods where they dominated the game, I thought. It was only an 8-point margin in the end, although Southern Storm had 21 scoring shots to 13, I think. So if you go by the amount of scoring shots, perhaps they should have won by more. Missed those missed opportunities that we spoke about in the first quarter. The game certainly could have gone either way, and credit to both teams for the way they played.
Oh, absolutely. And talking of which, if we probably go through some of our better players, who did you fancy for the Storm team tonight?
Well, I think it was the more experienced players that led the way. Ryan Clark, I thought, had a great game in the ruck. individual efforts, as well as being a great leap at the ball in the ruck. He's got good pace and run, and he uses that to advantage around the ground. Ethan Lovell was a rock on at centre half back for the Storm in the first half.
He was.
And when he moved to the centre in the third quarter, he gave the team plenty of drive. Kane Wouters as well. He moved to the forward line in the third quarter. I thought he was really good as well. And Elijah Cohen was pretty consistent all team. Cody Rawnsley there standing in the centre. He did plenty of hard work in and under as well. So he was an important player for the Storm as well.
We could probably talk about the whole team. And similarly, I mean, we go across to our visitors. I really like the work of Fletcher Hooker. I thought he was very good across back. He never shirked an issue. Will Broomhall, very creative player, very light frame, runs really well. Samuel Blakely, he did a good job, was good down forward. The other fella, 23, young Zach Swan, he's got a really strong body, went in well. And Tommy Moore across that half forward, never ever. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we see the Southern Storm enjoying, I think they're going to sing their song. So let's go down and see that song, and then we'll come back to that.
We are the Storm of the Southern Skies. We are the West in the red, white, blue. We are the mighty Southern Storm. We play to win the fight for you. Fight to the heart. We are the Storm of the Southern Skies. The team makers are gone.
There we go, you can see a very excited Southern Storm. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all from the Cygnet Oval. We'd very much like to thank our premium partners, Move Food, Bennett's Petroleum, Jackson Motor Car Company, and of course, CRIPPS, the master baker, based in Tasmania since 1878. Trenny Cohen, my co-commentator to you, a very warm thank you very much. It is Andrew Silverfox Hopwood signing off here from the Cygnet Oval, and we look forward to bringing you Friday night footy next week.